Chapter 3. The Lower Case. You free fall to the streets below, dropping 10 stories before you tense your muscles and feel your flight powers kick in. You allow yourself one joyride up into a bank of clouds before swooping back down toward the cover of the skyline. Having your hero license makes flying legal, but you still don't need to start your career with an unregistered flying ticket. So you cruise low against the buildings, toward the heart of the city, toward downtown MC. Every time you use your powers, your power level lowers. Different power uses exert different costs. For example, this kind of normal flying only lowers your power by 2. However, thanks to the flying upgrade on your costume, regular travel flying doesn't exert any power at all. It's important to keep an eye on your power level as you begin to enter battles, but right now, you're strong at 100. Okay, so the power I used to wreck that guy's face hole with, with my power, my bludgeoning thing, that replenished. Okay, cool. I had thought that would be gone, but it is clearly not. Alright. I can accept that. And the text is kind enough to explain to me that my flying upgrade is being of some benefit. I don't know how useful it is compared to the other upgrades, but, you know, it sounds like an offensive thing. Figured what the hell I'd tried. Why not, right? Okay. So, 10 stories. It's illegal for us to fly now. Well, that means we can't do it, right? Because we have to spit in the face of the law. It just sounds dumb. Okay. Your flight from the eastern fringes takes you across the quaint brownstones of Rhine Hill and through Valor Park. Pulling in closer to the high-end metal giants that mark downtown, you land on a ledge lined with silver statues of Greek gods and goddesses. One of the hardest parts of being a rookie hero is finding cases. A fact you're reminded of as a pink-clad heroine bothers some teenagers in a nearby alley. Okay, let's try this again. Your flight from the eastern fringes takes you across the quaint brownstones of Rhine Hill and through Valor Park. Pulling in closer to the high-end metal giants that mark downtown, you land on a ledge lined with silver statues of Greek gods and goddesses. One of the hardest parts of being a rookie hero is finding cases. A fact you're reminded of as a pink-clad heroine bothers some teenagers in a nearby alley, and 3 metal sentries thunder through the sky above you. Even if you are lucky enough to stumble upon a decent case, you'll still have to beat out dozens of other aspiring heroes to accomplish the mission and get the credit. So, how are you going to find your very first legitimate hero opportunity? We network, right? Let's talk to my PFPP agent, Ginny Yu. This sounds like a colossal waste of time, but I'm not going to patrol the streets like some kind of scrub. Search the hero classified just sounds a little... Well, I mean... It sounds like it'd probably be a better idea than talking to my agent, actually. Huh. Well, maybe Ginny Yu will have, like, some recommendations for me on where to, like, get started. Or some shit. Maybe? Let's search the hero classifieds. You hold up your arm and press a button on your metal wristband, popping open a panel to reveal your embedded meat chip. You can't imagine what life was like before humans merged with their tablets. J2 does so much for you. Yes, he does. Let me open up a blind. Let the morning light in, so it'll be easy to read. Hell, most days, she even feels like your best friend. You also have your meat chip to thank for your powers, since the current accepted powered origin theory is that advanced technology paved the way for powered abilities. This theory suggests that once humans integrated with tablet technology, these tablets began to cover many basic functions like memory net... Okay. J2 feels like my best friend. She does so much for me. And, meat chip... is what paved the way for my powers, at least according to the current accepted power origin theory. Once humans integrated with tablet technology, these tablets began to cover many basic functions like memory and navigation, for example. Once adjusted to this technological enhancement, the human body was able to evolve and unlock new potential in the form of powered abilities. Okay. These powers then began to solve pressing global problems since humans could now do things like generate natural resources and survive in harsher conditions. So basically, I can't function without J2. Huh. Well. It seems that the early 21st century technological boom laid the groundwork for the 22nd century powered boom, which has once again caused the world to change in startling and exciting ways. However, despite the Meat Chip's ceaseless wonders, you currently just needed to search the internet. J2, you say. Open the Hero Classifieds app. Sure thing, Sugar Plum, Meat Chip J2 echoes in your ear. Pick a winner, you hear? As the listings suddenly appear holographically in front of your face, you begin to look for a case that might be suitable. You want your first impression to be a good one, so you open the most prominently featured ad on the home page. You smile as you start to read, because the case has been sponsored by Rexford Schillers, MC's wealthiest playboy. His family had a major stake in the construction of the Big Sur fusion plant that now powers all of Western America. Turns out Rexford recently held a charity gala at his townhouse for the Powered Orphan Fund. Naturally, it was the must-attend event of the social season, especially since the theme was a powered masquerade ball. The party was a smashing success, but the next day, Rexford woke up to find one of his most prized possessions had been stolen. A party guest managed to get past the considerable security measures and steal a valuable Angelino artifact, the Gravitas, a mysterious rod rumored to have hidden powers. What little is known about the Gravitas makes it one of a kind, highly valuable, and potentially dangerous. The police are looking into the theft, but Rexford wants the artifact back so badly that he has opened the case up to any powered hero with a reward of $150,000. You nearly choke. That's a lot of money. With such a large reward at stake, along with inevitable media coverage surrounding the high-profile case, you know the competition on this one is going to be fierce. You check the page views in the listing, and of course it has already been visited thousands of times. Still, you promised yourself you'd go big or go home. This would certainly qualify as going big. Though the real reason you want to take this case is because I really need that reward. The press coverage will get my name out in the heroic world. I want to show the police that I can do their job better than them any day of the week. The Gravitas really could hurt a lot of people if it falls into the wrong hands. I want to show the police that I can do their job better than them any day of the week. That increased my lawlessness. Heroes should be the new standard for justice. Oh, it does. Yeah. Heroes should be the new standard for justice. You're going to prove that by solving this case. Unfortunately, the only clue available in this case is a photo of the suspected thief who was an unnamed +1 guest at the gala. The photo features a man dressed in an expensive suit and wearing a mask themed after Regalia, a very flamboyant hero/rock star. To match his emerald-encrusted mask, the thief's suit is lined with green piping and his finger... This sounds important. Screenshot. Yes, that sounds important. We're going to... Nah, I'm not going to bother saving, hopefully. I mean, if this crashes, then we'll just sob profusely, I guess. Heroes should be the new standard for justice. You're going to prove that by solving this case. Unfortunately, the only clue available in this case is a photo of the suspected thief who was an unnamed +1 guest at the gala. The photo features a man dressed in an expensive suit and wearing a mask themed after Regalia, very flamboyant hero/rock star. To match his emerald-encrusted mask, the thief's suit is lined with green piping and his fingertips are painted blue. The photo isn't a whole lot to go on, so you start to wonder what kind of... But then a thought hits you so hard you almost fall off of the ledge. The thief's painted fingertips! This detail may be your one shot at solving this case before anyone else... Do you remember what color the thief's fingertips were? Wow. Is it yellow? Is it red? Is it purple? No, it's blue. Come on, it was right fucking there. Dickhole game being a dick. That's right, his fingertips were blue. This is a very important detail that no one else was bound to know the significance behind. MC's government requires that large-scale building projects designate a portion of their budget to powered arts spending. Since Grandma has a particularly green thumb, she sometimes cultivates unique flowers commissioned by emerging property owners. Wait, what? Okay. One of Grandma's biggest sales was a species of crossbred orchids that sing classic operas. It took Grandma years to achieve this horticultural miracle, but there was one flaw in the design. If you touch one of these orchids, it turns your fingertips a different color depending on the opera it was trained to sing. Grandma sold these orchids exclusively to one downtown high-rise building. This means that if the thief's fingertips were painted blue from Grandma's orchids, you know exactly where he lives since only the penthouse apartment got the blue Carmen orchids. Other people might think this kind of case break is too good to be true, but you know better, it's fate. Still, this hunch is a bit of a long shot, so you try to keep your hopes from rising too much. You leap off the roof in the direction of the blue orchid penthouse, excitement coursing through your veins. This is a very big case. How do you feel about taking it on? This case is a bit much for my first night, but I'm going to try to rise to the occasion. This is the perfect case for me to start with. This case is way too easy. I can't wait to move on to much bigger and badder stuff. Oh yeah, I got my swag on. Yeah. Oh, I'm such an arrogant bad boy. Sure, there's money and publicity at stake with this case, but you're not some errand runner. You should be taking on major villains and saving lives, not recovering a rich boy's toy. But this fingertip lead is one that very few other heroes could follow, so it would be silly of you to pass this opportunity up. Okay. My legend is 4. Huh. Wonder what the fuck increased that. Oh well. I'll take it. The Orchid Apartment is in central downtown, so your flight will be super short. It's also good this thief can afford a penthouse, because it will be pretty easy for you to access by flight. Your first priority is finding the gravitas, but catching the thief would be an added bonus. What's the best way to approach the entry? I would, rather see if anyone's here first, before I break in. It seems rather foolish to just, like, bull rush myself into the situation. Let's do a bit of recon. As the ritzy high-rise comes into view, you can already see Grandma's blue orchids on the balcony. You relax your muscles and slow your pace as you approach the building, which proves difficult as adrenaline pulses through your veins. You drop down along the wall, trying to keep out of sight. A building like this is bound to have anti-powered security measures. Hovering close to the penthouse's window, you peer into the living room to see if anyone is home. Your heart nearly stops when you come face to face with the man standing inside the apartment, inches away from the glass. It's definitely the thief from the case photo, right down to the blue-stained fingertips. Currently, he looks far less regal and far more menacing, with overgrown stubble and long greasy hair. You freeze, trying to decide what to do. Damn! Unfortunately, the thief thinks faster. He whips out a handgun and points it directly at you. How do you defend yourself? Best defense is good offense. Come on. Clap, clap. Panicked, you close your eyes and let out a low-level energy pulse. You hear the glass wall separating you from the thief shatter, and when you open your eyes, the thief's gun lies on the floor, melted beyond repair. A loud alarm begins to sound, and the thief makes a run for it. Luckily, with the glass window now broken, you're able to fly right after him. As you pursue the thief, you expect him to run for the front door, which is why you're puzzled when he heads deeper into the lavishly decorated apartment. You race after him into the master bedroom suite, and as you do, your question about his escape plan is suddenly answered. The thief didn't head for the front door because he's got a teleportation unit in his bedroom. Personal teleportation units were supposed to be the next wave of the transportation future, but the automotive industry piled millions of dollars into research that revealed the potential cancer risk of atomic fission, so the government had to ban the sale of the units, putting everyone back into planes, trains, and automobiles. The thief doesn't seem to care about potential carcinogens, however, since he is already inside the unit of programming the machine's teleportation course. Without hesitation, you point your hands at the console and let an energy burst rip into the controls. The thief screams and jumps for the smoking unit. Furious, he looks up at you and snarls, "That was a very big mistake, rookie." You can barely hear him over the alarm blaring in your ears. You know it's only going to be minutes before the police show up, so you've got to act fast. The thief seems to be thinking the same thing as he jumps to his feet and pulls something out of his belt. What's your best move? Stun the thief with a focused energy blast? Fly and physically attack the thief before he can act? Use an energy crackle to disarm the thief. Throw up an energy shield to discern the nature of the thief's weapon. Let loose a powerful energy barrage. Who cares if the thief survives the attack? Now, I know I got my energy refilled. Looks like I lost a little bit of offensive here. Perhaps that's due to the fact that I decided to be a little cautious and observe the situation, so just going you know. Okay. Well. Let's go ahead and fly and physically attack the thief before he can act. I don't know, like, when I can get another power replenishing. So let's not blow the entire load here, and with a power cost 15. You fly straight for the thief. Seeing that he has unsheathed an oversized sword that glows red hot, it's a high-tech energy disruptor blade. Good thing you went with a physical attack, since he could easily have shorted your energy attacks with that sword. As you reach the thief, he takes a swipe at you with the blade, but you duck under the blow. While he's off guard, you hold out your fists and hover a few feet off the ground, beginning to spin quickly, a move you like to call the Fists of Fury. You'd immediately barrage the thief with a series of spinning punches, knocking the sword out of his hand and sending him reeling across the room. Just as you have the thief disabled, you hear the wail of police sirens from the streets below. Slugger, you curse, knowing you're almost out of time. I thought it was like the name of like a group. Apparently it's a curse. You still aren't sure if the gravitas is even here in the apartment. You consider your options. You could wait for the police, then work with them to locate the gravitas. This would garner some goodwill with the NCPD, but it also might compromise your access to Schiller's rewards. Or you could interrogate the thief before the police arrive and try to find the gravitas on your own, taking all the reward and credit for yourself. But if you do this, you'd definitely be pissing off the NCPD. What are you going to do? Better decide quickly. Though for you, there's really no decision to make at all. You've chosen to break the law too many times today to be able to work safely with the police. Screw the police. I'm going to handle this on my own. And that is grayed out, baby. Tell me where the gravitas is. You stand over the now defenseless thief, allowing purple energy to crackle across your fingertips. All right, the thief starts. The gravitas is in the safe in the... Yeah! The thief knows that you don't have time to check the apartment before the police arrive, so you need to make sure he's telling the truth, which is why you fired a thin energy beam directly through his thigh. Do not lie to me, you growl. Slugger, okay! The thief shouts, writhing on the floor. I was hired to steal the gravitas. I'm Tracker. I have the power to discover the location of anything on the planet, so finding and stealing things is... Stop stalling! Who hired you? You cut him off, hearing the police already banging on the front door. Oh no, no way, that is one bad dude. He will kill me for surefire. But another energy crackle from you is enough to convince Tracker that you'd be able to give his employer a run for his money. All right, it was Smither, he screams. I forked the gravitas over to him right away, but that's all I know, I swear. You freeze, because you know exactly who Smither is. And hearing that he's involved is not good news. As the front door comes crashing down, you knock Tracker out with one swift punch. You then pull out a small card that reads, The Ineffable. Even though you don't want to work with the police, they should still know the name of the hero who helped them on this case. You drop the card on Tracker and run for the window, bursting outside just as the police come swarming into the bedroom. Next chapter, Smither, Vice, and everything Splice. All right. How is it tense? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck you, police. Get wrecked, kid. We expended 20 power. Got our offense back up a little bit. We are so lawless. Bad boy. And we're working on that fame, man. Working on that fame game. Yeah. That's enough being playful in this video. I'll talk to you all later. Take care.